Dude, that was brutal.
Hey.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing there?
Very good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a good night's sleep. My girlfriend arrived yesterday. We spent the evening together, so that was really nice. And I'm ready to play today, so I feel very good. What's up, guys? Welcome to day 2 of the Triton Super High Roller series. They put us in an incredibly beautiful hotel here in the Mandarin Oriental. As part of the series, the Triton Super High Roller series, I will give you an insight into the behind the scenes of me playing these tournaments, which is something I've been looking forward to for quite some time now because I'm very excited to get back into playing high rollers. I've been studying quite a lot recently, prepped quite a bit for this tournament as well, or these tournaments. And that's actually how my morning started. So regarding my routine and how I start preparing for Super High Roller tournaments, I woke up around 9 a.m. this morning, and one of the first things after taking a shower was actually I rewatched the footage of yesterday to kind of see how people were playing, if there were any outstanding hands, and there actually were some really interesting hands. Michael Adamo going at it as usual. It was very cool to watch the footage. Some good notes I took on players, and this is so important for playing fields like that because I will be playing with these players over the course of the next days, and especially for the 50K, the 75K, the 100K, having these type of notes on players and understanding of how they think and how they play is very valuable for me to adapt my game style. And then actually I'm really excited that my girlfriend is here with me because she lives in Berlin and I live in Vienna, so we need to make that work, and it's the first poker trip we do together. So we haven't seen each other in 4 weeks, so that is very nice to have her here. And we had breakfast this morning. I try to eat light when I play poker. I just generally feel that I am sharper and more fresh. I try to drink a lot of water. I think this is highly underrated, to really drink a couple liters of water because especially over the course of the day, there's going to be a lot of thinking involved, and I wanna be fresh and stay sharp over the day. And for the rest, actually, I take some supplements. I started taking this new supplement that a friend of mine created out of the US called Qualia, and it's like so good. I started a couple of weeks ago. I can really feel like a 10 to 20% increase in my cognitive function. I feel pretty good. I've been using it grinding online. Very, very significant shift. So I'm not shilling it. I don't have a cooperation with them, but in case you are into something like that, I think it's quite natural or almost entirely natural. Can highly recommend. I personally really like it. And I will focus on eating healthy and staying as fit as I can over the course of this week, because that is very important, especially when those days go long. It can be 10, 12, 14 hours of grinding day after day. And the last bit that is super nice here is Madrid is just such a beautiful city. It's really like we are here, the sun is shining, and this place here is amazing. So mentally, I'm in one of the best shapes I can imagine ever playing poker. Busting out yesterday was not a problem at all. Even though I took 2 bullets in a 20K and I ran up a really nice stack, I lost this ace-queen against king's hands against Jeremy Osmus. Super standard spot in theory. Against him, he opens under the gun. I defend the big blind with ace-queen. He c-bets 25%, so 15K into 60, 65K pot. I check raise to 70K, and then he jams 350, 360K. So ace-queen, like a pretty standard call. It was a flush draw on the flop. But against him, like, he's never jamming ace-king. He mostly has ace-queen or kings, and very, very, very rarely a flush draw. So I haven't played too much with him, so I wasn't too sure. But like, Was a side call, but I think I have to call ace queen. But if I have king queen, I would probably lay it down. Pretty sure I would lay it down. And then I just blinded down and found jacks and got it in. So that was my day one. And for day two, I feel prepped. I feel ready. Yeah, I'm ready to go, and let's go and play. So, let's go. Chips, I don't have yet, but table 5, let's go. Yeah, so break one, played about a little less than 2 hours. I have about 275k, so pretty decent stack. I feel I'm playing really well, and pots go my way, so that's a nice combination. But for me, it's really about making the best choices I can. Interesting hands, there wasn't really that much, so I'll keep you posted when there's like big pots or tough spots coming up. And yeah, maybe next break I have more hands to tell, but very straightforward hands in general. I think just I'm very happy with the decisions I made, so let's keep going for the next levels, and let's go. Same spot.
What do you want?
How much did it cost? Okay, so 80k. Short stack, but still in there. So, second break, I have 80k, you just saw it, I just lost a hand against Nick Pietrangelo. It was an interesting hand. He opens hijack, I cut off, I 3-bet, small blind. He opens to 7, I 3-bet to 30. Rory folds a big blind, he calls. Flop is 10, 8, 7 with a flush draw. And I have ace 9 off, so interesting spot. I want to be c-betting this flop quite a lot. This is one of the hands I want to be checking some of the time, not very often, but sometimes I want to, and I make it dependent on which suit I have. I didn't have the flush suit, the flush draw suit, so I decide to check. He checks. Turn is I think a 3 or a deuce. It goes check check again, and river is a 4, and I check, and he now bets a bit over half pot. And I think this is actually a decent bluff pitching hand. I want to look up this hand later because I find this interesting if I want to call this more, or like ace king, and what type of ace highs I want to be calling. I decided to call, he had pocket 9s, so yeah, interesting if this is a bluff catcher or not. But I want to unblock his like queen jack, king queen, king jack type of bluffs. And also the 9 I think is reasonable because I block pocket 9s, so not too many 9x bluffs he has. I think it's a decent bluff catcher for my ace highs, so I decided to call that, and I'm fine with the hand. But now I'm down to 80, so let's hope the next levels go better, and good luck me. Roller coaster, up and down. Just 1 twirl in, so back to starting stack. Ganz okay. Also die Blinds gehen quasi immer hoch, und dann muss man immer mehr einsetzen. Und dann geht's schneller. so 178k, a bit below start stack, but still a lot to go. 4k, 8k is next level, and dinner break now, so I rest for a bit. GG, ace jack against ace king. No help, so out and re-entry. Let's try again. That one was unfortunate. Yeah, really sick hand. Did an exploitative play which turned out to run into the worst possible setup and then the best possible outcome. So really big hand just now. I had 350k of pocket tens, and I open Eric Seidel flats from the small blind. It comes Jack 10 4 with 2 spades. Jack 10 of spades, so he checks. I have pocket 10, so I flop the set. I bet 1/3, he calls. Turn is the queen of spades. Now I have about 280, and the question now for me is, do I check it back or do I bet? I think he never jams ace or king high flushes, so it's basically only some smaller flushes where he flats maybe 6-7 suited, 7-8 suited. 8-9 is a straight flush, so I also don't think he check jams that. So it's basically just 2, maybe he flats 6-8 suited, which I'm not sure. So I thought, okay, against that, I will just bet against. He has a lot of like king queen, king jack, queen jack, jack 10, queen jack, or jack 10. He probably raises on the flop. So against that, I thought bet is the best play, and then he jammed, and I was like, I really think he mostly has 6-7 and 7-8 of spades. But maybe sometimes he has like king jack with the king of spades, or king 10, king of spades. Like, I don't know, just it might be a slight losing play against exactly what he's jamming. If he never jams a bluff, never has a semi bluff, he might have 8-9, he might have king 9, but I don't know, just I'm not in this spot. I don't fold a set. Like, my odds must have been like, if he only has nuts, then I'm maybe losing a couple %. But I called. He had 6-7 of spades. I river the 4, pink. I hope we have that on camera. And yeah, now I'm at 700k, and let's go, 3rd bullet. So hopefully that's a charm. And now there's a 50-minute break, and I'll take a little rest, and then let's go back to playing.
Fedor not going anywhere. Trying to decide kind of how do I want to play this hand? What am I doing on various turns? There could be some turns he leads. Oh wow. Sorry, Nick. You're doubling up Fedor.
Fours on the turn for Fedor Holz. A disaster for Nick Petrangelo's pocket aces.
I mean, I can't even see Petrangelo not really snap calling. Yeah.
Holz moves all in for 210K. Petrangelo.
And the mighty aces felled by the 4-7 offsuit. Fedor with just too much hand to let this get through. Will he find a way to turn it into a bluff? Yeah. Very reasonable check. This is a pot where both players are going to, at some point, be thinking, hey, I need a bluff to win this.
140.
So, and this is a great card for silver to bluff. With a 6 is like way above average, like bluff card for him. I expect Fedor to call here, and then we'll see an interesting river.
280,000 sliding into the middle.
All right.
Backdoor hearts get there.
This is the battle of who's going to bluff.
This one's pretty good.
Whoever bluffs wins.
Fedor so deliberate. Taking his time.
9 to 1.
Oh, wow. I could have had
You
9
coulda
to
picked
1 on
me.
2 dimes,
You could have
Ras.
picked me for 18. Wow, I'm glad you didn't do that. Kind of a sick check back
you
there.
bet,
And he was
somebody
kind of
bet,
right that
win.
he could win a few times.
Which he does
Yes.
with the king high. It's not as though he had to bluff in order to show down and win the pot. But certainly not a stack off of which he'd be able to operate
go.
meaningfully.
Of course, probably checking this to the pre-flop raiser. And Adamo could bet. If you bet this, can't really get away from it. But yeah, I think this check is very reasonable. Makes a lot of sense. Bad card for Adamo.
The 2 aces are vulnerable on this board texture, though, so there is
Sure.
some argument to making this turn bet meaty enough
Yeah, for sure.
to make sure that you're charging the right price to any hand that is in there wanting to improve.
And he did charge a reasonable price here. 210 is, I mean, that's like basically 2/3 pot.
So Adamo makes the call as another 420 slides in, and we've got a 3/4 million chip pot. What's interesting about the jam is the way in which it sort of polarizes Fedor's hand.
Yeah, he calls.
And everything about the way that Adamo put those chips in the middle made it seem like he really understood just how gross the spot was for him.
Dude, that was brutal. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
congrats
Matt
on the
Silver.
win. Yeah, I caught
I mean,
that.
like, they've been playing together for hours. Like, he just gets busted, and congrats on your win.
$2 million. It's going really, really well. Played some nice hands, some close ones. 4-7 off against Nick Petrangelo was close defend in the big blind. Maybe I want to go one tighter with 5-7 off. We were a bit closer to the money, but the aces hand against aces against jacks, I think that's pretty standard from my side. Yeah, besides that, lots of smaller pots. I mean, this was fun. So now, yeah, I'm just super in the zone. I feel really good. I mean, obviously it's very, very nice when things run good. And busted Adamo for 1.5 million chip pot with aces against jacks. So that's how things are supposed to go. Let's go, vamos. Wrapping up day 2 with the 30K here at the Triton. I must be somewhere around the chip leaders, I think, with about 2 million chips. Yeah, crazy last 2-3 hours, so I'm really happy. Some tough spots, but then things went really nicely my way. The 10s against Eric Seidel, where I riveted a full house. I think I made a really nice play with 10s against kings, against Pete, where I just flatted pre, where I think normally it's a shove. And he had pocket kings. It felt like he had a stronger hand, so that was a really nice hand. Then the really big one, or a bigger one against Nick Pietrangelo. Lights are going crazy now. Against Pietrangelo, where I defend 4-7 off. It's probably 1 pip too wide, so I think chip EV is 4-7, but I probably want to go 5-7. Given that I think we're like 33 left and 13 paid, so I want to tighten up a bit there, I think. And then turned trips against him, got it in against his aces, so that was a big pot. And then I played the massive pot with aces against jacks of Adamo. I open, he 3-bets me. I just flat call with the aces, which I would mostly do there. And flop comes queen 10-8. I check, he checks back. Turn is a blank, I think it was a deuce. I bet big, he calls, so I think it was like 80% pot roughly. And river is a 5, a blank, I shove, he goes deep into the tank, burns a couple time banks and calls the jacks, which puts me, I think it was a 1.5 million pot, so puts me at about 1.97 million now, so almost 2 million. Really, really nice day, I had a lot of fun. I'm in for 3 bullets, so this is the lucky one, as I said, the third one. So let's go tomorrow. We are 21 players left. And we'll continue tomorrow. The average is 880k, so I'm in a really, really nice spot and ready to grind the bubble tomorrow. So let's go tomorrow, final table of the 30k here in Madrid, and I'm excited. Now let's get some sleep.
To waste my